Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today, very quick stages. This one, I'm going to be doing stages 51 to 54 of the Hash Apartment release and build the Mad Max Apocalyptic Ford Falcon. Now I reckon, just looking at what's in each stage here, I'll be surprised if this takes 5 minutes. It looks like we're doing some calipers, and we've also got some parts for the valve covers for the spark plugs here. So, going to be interesting. If you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. You've also got that QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So just to nudge your memory, this is where we were with the chassis. Obviously, in the last stages, we have put these exhausts in here. Haven't really started the engine, so perhaps that's what we're doing today. Let's check that out. This is the magazine here, and as you can see, not many parts at all. We are working on the chassis though, so we are putting these parts here into place. Are we mounting the wheels? Looks like we're mounting the wheels, so that could be interesting as well. So that's how it's looking. The car is actually going to have all 4 wheels on it. That's brilliant. This is the rest of the magazine just here. Okay, so just bringing up the chassis here. We are working on this end, and I will just get out all of these parts. I'm also going to need my sprue cutters here to just cut off these brackets here. So just tidying these wires up again, making sure they're going through this clip here. The first thing I'm going to be doing is taking this clip, having it this way round. That's going to be fitting just onto that section there. I'm holding that in with DS02 screws. So one in there and just one in the other side. Then I've got the right control support, has got R on it, exactly the same way as we've done that one. This is going to go on that side, so the open it side is towards the middle, the closed side's towards the back there. And DS02 screws to put these into place. Now I've got these control arms here, which are stamped again. So this one's the right one, that goes on that side. Left one's going to be going on this side. And what I want to do is put these into position on here like that, and then I've got a pin to put through from the other side. Got my pin here. I need to make sure that it's the smooth side that I'm putting in first. And I've got some pliers here just to make sure it gets pushed all the way through. Excellent. So that's in place. I'm just going to do exactly the same on the other side just here. Once again, get a pin and put that through this side here. And get my pliers. Make sure that goes all the way through. That's that one in as well. Now I've got these 2 wheel assemblies here. So I need the front left wheel assembly, which is this one. It has got a stamp on it. This is the top. This is going to be the bottom here. So when I put this left one in, which is going in over this side, we're going to have it going this longer section going through the steering arm, and the rest is going into the control arm. We haven't got to connect the steering up at the moment though, because that's able to move, but I have got to put these 2 parts in here and here. Whoops, get that in. Excellent. Now that's being held in with DS04 screws from both sides. These are flange screws. So one there. And then I'll put it on its side without, let me think actually, I don't want to hurt these exhausts. There you go, let's do it that way. So I can just get this bottom one in as well. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it on its side for the obvious reasons that you don't want to hurt those exhausts there. And there we go, that's in nice and tight. So first wheel's on. While I've got that here, I may as well do this side as well, the underside. And now I am going to make sure that these parts here are going through the steering. Now I haven't attached them yet, it's just to guide this in when I put the DS04 screw just into here. So that's going in that side there, perfect. And then turn this over, and a DS04 screw just into this top side here. Excellent. And we are going to be putting this over on this side again, because remember I told you about these steering parts here. We are putting these in with the same DSO4 screws. So I'll just make sure that these are in place on here and get these screws in. So one this side and one the other side. And with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now, I'm just going to put this hub back on here. And then we can check the steering, because when I turn this, they're both turning now. That's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 52, we haven't created the engine yet. So to be having spark plug covers, let's actually see what we are doing. There we go. So as you see, we've got these spark plug covers here and some cable tidies. All we're doing is putting the cap on and the cable tidies in. So this is an ultra quick stage. Okay, which means all I'm going to do is put in the cap first, which is just going on here, keyhole pattern. So it can only go in one way, and it's being held in with one of these PS14 screws. Now this is the blue cap going on this one, which is larger. That's that one on, and in the same way with the smaller one here, I've got a black one to go on. Make sure it's sitting flat in there, and then put one of these in here. That's going to hold that in place. Quite a lot of work just to put two caps on, I have to say. And then we've got the little cable tidies going in place. So one in the slot just here, and then on the other side just one here. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So as you can see here in stage 53, we've got our first part of the engine block, which I'm going to take out because I can't see us doing much in this, because all we've got is this big part of metal and some screws. Let's just have a quick look at the instructions on that. As you can see, it looks like this, and we're just going to be putting on what we've just created onto that part of the engine block there. So it is hyper quick stage again. So these valve covers going away. This is the right hand side, this is the left hand side. So what I want to do is the one that I've put the black section in, which is stamped with an R at the bottom there, is just going to be going in here like this. Now it's held in from the other side with those PSO5 screws. Get this screwed in. Perfect. And then what I've done on one side, I'm going to be doing on the other side here. This time the cap goes in the opposite direction, so it's going on that way there, held in with the same screws. And there you go, with those in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. Means that stage 54, we're going to be doing the cylinder head cover and all the pipes fixed into the chassis. Wow, this looks a little bit fiddly. Need to have the chassis back over again to put these pipes in. And then we're creating what looks like the carburetor here. So at the end, that's how it's looking. And that's the magazine. It's amazing how they can make a magazine without mentioning Mad Max. That's a challenge. Can you imagine how the brief would have gone for that? Okay, we're going to be making the Mad Max Ford Falcon. Excellent, excellent. Okay, copywriters, we need stories. Yeah, but don't mention anything to do with Mad Max. Okay. Right, I need to cut some lengths of pipe here. So let me just get this pipe out. And they both need to be 2 lengths of 35mm. Now each square here is 1 centimetre. So that one's 35mm. And that one's 35mm. Just for now, I'm going to keep them safe to one side and bring up the chassis again. All of these wires, I'm just going to sort of pin between the wheel here and that clip, just to keep this area open. So we have this oil pipes to go in, and it has got a flap on here. It's going to go into the indents here, so it's going this way round and it's sitting in just like that. So they're both facing up. I'm holding that in with some DSO5 screws. These are flange screws here. Now, because this is plastic, just tight enough to hold it in. Not too tight, otherwise you're going to split the plastic. As you can see, that's perfect. Now, the pipeline on the right-hand side, which is this side here, where we've got those two pegs, this is where I need these two pipes that we cut off. So you're just going to go onto the nipples, either side. One there, and one here. Excellent. I don't need this anymore. I can put this to one side. Because by the look of it, we are now in a position to make the carburetor. So, first thing I'm going to do is take this little detail here, and I'm going to be putting this into the grooves on this side. Now, it slots in like a Gundam model there. That fits in. Very clever. I've then got this massive top section, which is going to go over the top there. So that's how that's looking. There's nothing actually holding this in at the moment, but what I do have to do is put this cap section, which has got a shaped hole, into the hole of the gold section there. It's like, sort of like an L shape. There you go. That's on. Gently put that down while I just create the distributor. This is just a case of lining up the notch with the lug so that can fit flush like that. Bring over the top of the engine that we've been working on and having it this way round. In this section I'm going to be putting the distributor. Now it has got a D-shaped pattern, so it can only go one way. Turning it over, holding it in one of these PS05 screws, just through the bottom there. Excellent. And then I'm going to be doing the same with this one just over here. Now there is a locating lug on that, so it's a case of just putting the locating lug on top of the carburetor so that can fit flush on top. Once again, I'm holding that in with the same PS05 screw. Just through this hole at the bottom here. Excellent. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So as I said, it was a very, 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 very easy stage. Probably the best way to actually start a week off. But that's the Ford Falcon for another month. Once again, if you do want to get this for yourself, I'll put a link in the video description. And you've got that QR code on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.